अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Jai Ma. We are reading the text Swakriya Svarasamrita by Shri Anandamayi Maa. This is the volume 4 of this particular series. In the last 2-3 classes, we read the preface where Ma has given her the true nature, that it never changes without any modifications, and ever, even before her birth, during her lifespan, and this lifespan is from our standpoint, during her lifespan, and after the fall of her body, the one changeless substratum she was, she is, and she will be. Like we say in our case, that I am young, I am old, I am a kid, that kind of a thing Ma did not had, because the identification with this body, with this mind, with this intellect, in the case of Shri Anandamayi Maa was not there. So changes, whatever changes we see in this body is from the standpoint of this body and not from the standpoint of the true self. And Ma is the true self. So the identification with the body is not there. And thus, even if the body is old, even if the body is young, Ma did not thought, or Ma did not had the notion of I am old or I am young. Ma's mind was merged in that existence, consciousness, bliss absolute, where there is no duality, there is no body, there is no nature, nothing, just the bliss of it. Also, we need to understand when we say these words existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute, Atman, Brahma, self, these are only pointers and not the pointed. It is beyond words. Words cannot define it. Just to point it, we use these kind of words. As we told in the last class, that when the kid asks his father that where is the moon in the sky, the father just points with his fingers, not touches the moon. He cannot touch the moon and show it to his kid. The father just points with his finger or with a stick that you go there. Do you see the moon there? What the kid does, the kid first sees his father's fingers, and then following that finger, he transcends the finger and sees up above the sky, and he gets elated that, oh, yes, now I see the moon. He gets the joy of seeing the moon. But say if a kid looks at his father's finger and do not transcend that finger, or do not see up above the sky, just seeing the finger only, then he will not be able to see the moon at any point of time. He has to transcend that finger to see up above the sky. But the finger is also important. The finger is the pointer. We take the pointer, we take the support of the pointer and reach the pointed. Without the finger, the kid was not able to see the moon. But with the finger, He was able to spot the moon, but he has to leave the finger, transcend the finger, and see the moon. So whenever we see, we tell these kind of words, we read these kind of words, existence, consciousness, bliss, etc., etc., defining Brahman, we need to understand that these are just the pointers, not the pointed. Also, we discussed in the last class that Ma's body, what we saw in a certain period of time, that she had a body. That body is not because of any past actions. Her body is for, it is of course beyond our comprehension what is her body and all those things. But in Bhagavad Gita and different not textures, texts or scriptures, it is said that a jnani's body, a realized master's body, is for the benefit of the society. And all those discussions are there. And thus, Ma clearly points out that this body is not because of any past actions. How all these things are, we discussed in our last class, class number 3. So I'm not going there. And in the end, we saw that this particular volume, Swakriya Svarasamrita, volume 4, is all about pranayama, asan, mantra, and its significance, japa, etc. So this is where we stopped. We will move forward, and there is a beautiful introduction from page number 21, Roman 21. We are not yet into the main book, so the Roman page numbers are there. What we read before was the preface. Now there is a small introduction. Let's read it. Introduction, page number 21 in Roman. The touch of Swamul. This is the heading. The touch of Swamul. Various kriyas took place in Sri Ma's body in the form of Matri Leela, revealing the essence of supreme consciousness as come out from Ma's lips, are recorded in this fourth volume. For sadhaka in the pursuit of self realization, this is not only a pathfinder but an engulfment in the light of Prakash, revelation, revelation. The touch of Swamul. What is the meaning of Swamula? Swamula means that supreme Atman. Swamula. Mula means root, and Swa means my root. So, what is my root? My root is the Atman, from where I have come. Brahma Sutra says, Janmadhyasya yataha. Yataha means from which. It is in the fifth case. So, from which? From which Janmadi, Janmadhyasya, Janmadi asya, Janma, etc. means Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, existence, sustenance, and dissolution. From which existence, sustenance, and dissolution, and existence here means the birth, happens, that is that Brahma, that Atma. So Mula means root. From the root a tree goes. So our root is that Atman, Janmadhyasya yataha, from which this birth, sustenance, and dissolution takes place. Birth, creation, we can say. Swamula, my Atma. Now we need to understand that there is no two Atma. There cannot be my Atma and your Atma. Atma is one. And when we say one, it is not like there are two potatoes and both are exactly identical. No, one itself, one alone, That is why the Upanishad says Ekam Evam Advitiyam. So it is my mool. My mool means not only my mool as in only my body, mind, intellect, the whole cosmos. Whatever we think, whatever we see, whatever we experience, everything. For everything, which is the moola, which is the root. So that is the meaning of swamula. Going forward, many kriyas took place in Ma's body in the form of Matri Leela. It was just a play to show us that what is what, revealing the essence of supreme consciousness. And everything, whatever Ma did through her physical body, it was only revealing that supreme consciousness. As came out from Ma's lips are recorded in this fourth volume. Whatever came out from her lips is recorded in this fourth volume. For a sadhaka, for a seeker, in the pursuit of self realization, whoever is seeking that supreme consciousness, which is also called self realization, this is not only a pathfinder, but an engulfment in the light of Prakash. We need to understand that seeking is not just walking on the path, it is loving that path. Like I study in a Gurukul, and we say that self realization is in the future, and not not exactly in the future. We are already that, we just don't know. So self realization may be there, maybe not, and self realization is, and we are in his lap alone. But the joy of this path, the joy of being in this path is beautiful, is really joyous. And why is that? Here the author says it is an engulfment in the light of Prakash. It is it is the absolute immersing oneself in that supreme light. And when we say light, it is not like a light we know. It is the knowledge. Satyam Jnanam. Satyam means existence. Jnanam, it is the knowledge, not the knower. It is not like I am knowing. It is knowledge per se. It is knowledge absolute. Adi Shankaracharya ji says there in Taittiriya Upanishad Bhashya where Satyam Jnanam Anantam is there. He says Bhava Rupaha. It is. It just is. Not the knower. When we say knowledge, what we know that oh, knowledge, there is knowledge and there is a knower also. Knower of this knowledge. No, not like that. It is knowledge per se. On this topic, we can discuss it a lot. How it is knowledge, what kind of knowledge, what kind of prakash. I'm sure this book will give a chance to discuss more about it. Moving forward, in ever-changing universe, there is one ever presence. Ever presence. Ma is directly saying it is the ever presence. In reading again, in ever-changing universe, there is one in bold dash ever presence. These lines are so powerful that one can directly go into meditation and just revel in this. Okay, moving forward. What is going, comma, in inverted commas, want for what? Has to be searched deep within to achieve fullness. Is it possible in this ever changing universe? In this world of coming and going, from the worldly point of view, is this revelation also? Ma has declared in clear terms that this body, meaning herself, is the same today as when we received her for the first time. Now, going back line by line, what is going? Want for what has to be searched deep within. When we say that we are a seeker, what exactly we are seeking should be searched. And that is why the purpose, to discuss the purpose of what we are doing, is very, very, very important. We should not just choose this path, we should not just study Vedanta because someone else is doing. And I heard a few classes or I heard a few talks from that particular person, and it was fascinating, and thus I have come for study. No, no, no. I mean, one starts with those kind of things, which is absolutely fine. No harm in that. But the search of what is very, very, very necessary. That is why Vedanta, in every text, we will find that first Vedanta gives the Anubandha Chatushtaya, the fourfold purpose of what this text, this particular scripture will give you. And that is why Bhagavad Gita starts with the first chapter, which is which is called the despondency of Arjuna. It just sets the context of what exactly this text is gonna give you. It gives the context in Bhagavad Gita. The first chapter gives the context that anyone who is suffering from the highs and lows of his or her mind, and another thing is want to surrender, want to talk about it, because Arjuna talked about it. We in our general life don't talk about it, but Arjuna talked about it. And in front of whom? In front of Shri Krishna, the Parama Guru, he talked about it. So anyone who is going through these kind of things is, and when I say going through, everyone is going through. But when I say going through, then it also means that I am seeing that I am falling. I am seeing that I am rising. This seeing is very important in spiritual life. In spiritual life also we fall. There are thoughts of taking some luxury and all, because life after lives we have done that, and our mind is used to it. It has a habit, and habit just comes in a flash. But the speciality of a spiritual mind is seeing that okay, a thought has come, a habit has arisen. This seeing, this knowing, this judgment is very important. Everyone habits arise. What they do, they just go for it without even thinking that in this situation, in this span of time, is it really important for me or not, or if I will lose something or not, or this kind of discriminative intellect, they don't apply. This kind of discrimination, they don't apply. They don't think about it. But a spiritual mind thinks about it. He or she applies discrimination. So knowing what I am searching, knowing what I am seeking is very important. That keeps a seeker in his or her path. So that is what my saying has to be searched deep within. And after knowing what I really want from Vedanta, It is also the knowing that it cannot be achieved from something which is outside. Spirituality is turning our vision inside. It is flipping our vision. In Kathopanishad, in the commentary of Kathopanishad, Adi Shankaracharya ji says, you know what spiritual life is? A river flows, a river is flowing, and suddenly, very rarely, and with very few rivers this happens, this particular thing happens. With Ganga ji, it happens that we see the natural propensity of water is to go downwards, but very rarely with rivers we see that the river has just flipped and flowing towards her source, like we see in Banaras, in Kashi. Why in Kashi Ganga ji is worshipped the most? Because there Ganga is north flowing, means Ganga is going back to her source. The same way, we apply our sense organs to see outside. Spiritual life is flipping our sense organs and see inside. Just the opposite. Just the opposite of our habit. And that is why, and this is why it is said that the spiritual life is the most difficult, because we haven't done it yet. And mind is nothing but a series of habits, and the habits are so strong that it just flows with a very powerful current. So here my saying that whatever we are seeking, first step is understanding what exactly we are seeking. And the second step is what we want is not outside, it is inside. And for that we have to flip our sense organs, flip our mind from outside to inside, just the opposite. Next line. To achieve fullness, is it possible in this ever changing universe? We have a constant notion that where we can find that one constant, permanent substratum in this universe. It's not possible because everything is changing here. So these are the questions a seeker asks. Is it possible to find? In this world of coming and going, from the worldly point of view, is this revelation also? Ma has declared in clear terms that this body, meaning herself, is the same today as when we received her for the first time. Here, when this line will be read after these questions, a reader will think that what is the connection between all this? With this line, Ma's answer is that this body, meaning herself, is the same today as when we received her for the first time. So, how this line is relevant to the previous questions what we asked? That is, there a possibility of knowing or gaining that constant permanent substratum in this ever changing world? Ma says that this body is the same all through her life, and even after that, and even before that. What Ma is exactly trying to convey here is the body is changing, but the I is not changing. The world is changing, the I is not changing. And that I alone is the substratum. When I was a kid, when I am a youth, When I am in old age, the I is constant. Even when I said I was old, I was a kid, I was young. Even now, the I used was the constant. The kid, the youth, the old changed, because the kid, youth, and old is related to the body. The I is not related to the body. That is why the I did not change. So, this is what Ma is saying, that the changing world itself is pointing to that substratum. We are saying that it is a changing world, which means we are experiencing it, we are seeing it. So, the very fact that we are seeing it, we are experiencing it, means that there is a permanent substratum, there is a constant substratum there. And this we have to realize. So, a changing world itself means that there is a permanent substratum. We will think about it for the next 24 hours, and then we will again meet tomorrow. We will, before starting tomorrow's class, we will have a revision of this, because this is a very deep topic, and then we will move forward. Thank you so much. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ थैंक यू